my mom called to tell me they are building a data center in the town where I grew up. The actual town, near the schools I went to. She had mixed feelings about it. I had mixed feelings. I still do. Then the next day, more than 500 people showed up to a public open house the company held for questions. 500 in a county where the land had sat zoned for industry for years, and the announcement still landed like it came out of nowhere. Because it had. The original zoning had been intended for the Port Authority. I've been thinking about data centers for years, and this hit close to home. Literally, here is where I have landed, and it starts somewhere that has almost nothing to do with my hometown. My mom hears a lot of people talking about the harms of AI, stealing people's work, copyright infringement. That is a whole other topic, and I have thoughts on it for another day. Then she hears me talking about all the ways I use AI at work, on my blog, across my creative projects. So she is standing between two loud positions, holding both, unsure how to weigh them. Of course she is confused. She is the most recent person to say it out loud, and she is far from the only one. I have this conversation with friends, with family, with people in my circles regularly. Even my colleagues feel it, though most of them work hard to hide it. The words change and the shape stays the same. Something big is happening, everyone sounds certain, and it is hard to know what to think about it. I feel exactly that way about plenty of topics. Someone hands me a strong opinion from each side, and I stand there aware that both of them sit outside what I know. Confusion is a reasonable place to stand. It also makes a good starting point, because it means you are still asking. I follow an artist who got upset about this recently. He said something close to, "We didn't need data centers before AI, so why are they building them?" That is when I realized how many people are unclear on what a data center is. The name says it. Data. Our whole digital world runs on them. Every Netflix show, every movie, all that endless scrollable content. The cloud sounds like a nebulous thing floating above us. In reality, it is where your Facebook data lives, your Google Drive, the transaction that goes through every time you tap a card. Our digital footprint keeps growing, and that growth is what drives the demand for more of these buildings to store and process the data our society already runs on. AI models live on top of that data. I used to work in a building with a data center inside it, sealed off from the rest of us, maintained by a few people in the same building where I came to work every day. I got permission on a couple of occasions to go inside. I remember walking in, seeing the giant servers running, and thinking, oh wow, so this is what a data center looks like. This is what powers our world. That moment stays with me because it turned the cloud into a room I could stand in, humming, in a building I already knew. That was about 8 years ago, years before generative AI, and years before anyone talked about AI-powered data centers. AI itself has been around a long time in various forms, prevalently for almost 2 decades now. The part that changed is the hardware. The way large language models get built now requires enormous graphical power, as much as a high-resolution video game or more. I learned this while looking into running my own models at home. I found out I would need a serious graphics card, that those are expensive, and that the models have been optimized for NVIDIA cards specifically. That last part irritated me. Getting anything else to work means custom configuration and a learning curve I am still climbing. And here is the irritating part. People working on this have already found ways to run these models far more efficiently. The industry keeps choosing to run them the way it runs them. That is a question worth asking loudly. I notice it gets asked far less often than the question of whether any of us should use AI at all. The questioning energy around AI and data centers showing up right now is good. I am glad people are asking the tough questions. Alongside it, I see a lot of defeatist energy. It sounds like, I'm mad, there's nothing I can do about it, so I refuse to use AI because it's destroying the world. People get to do what they want. For me, when I am going to outright hate something, I choose to understand it first. I choose to know how it works and how it can be used before I decide, for me, generative AI is worth using. Where I struggle is with the refusal to understand where another person is coming from. I am generalizing here, and I will own that. Still, I see people who oppose AI outright declining to see how it serves someone else. I have heard from people who have great ideas and struggle to express them in the way this world understands. People with creative visions and a gap between what they see and what they can execute. This technology opens something for them. We get to hold differing stances. What I would love is for the people who see only the harm to step back and look once honestly before they close the door. Many things contributed to where we are today, and I would love for that to be part of the conversation. A lot of choices were made for us. We complied with them, we perpetuated them for convenience year after year until they stopped registering as choices at all. Every year we recorded more, stored more, streamed more, backed up more. That appetite is what these buildings serve. Now that we are here, we have the opportunity to ask how we reclaim more autonomy in our society and our world, and how we stand up for the rights we have. I think that looks like a lot of different things, and protesting is one of them. Protesting is an outward demonstration, and I admire the people who showed up to that meeting in my hometown to ask the tough questions and to show their displeasure about the data center. There are also small things we do every day that stay off the news and add up anyway. One of my high school teachers had a student who made an animation I have thought about for years. It showed a person sitting in traffic, gasoline pouring out of the car into the air, and the person said, "I'm just one person, what can I do?" Then someone throwing trash on the ground saying the same thing. Then another situation, and another, each one a small harm, each one followed by the same line. Then it zoomed out to the whole planet, and the line turned around. It's just one planet. What can you do? I have searched for that animation since. It was a student film back before we uploaded everything, so it may live only in the memory of the people who saw it. It stays with me because it holds the thing I believe about all of this. Cumulatively, our small actions add up to something meaningful when we take them consistently. For me, that looks like walks, breathing the air outside, appreciating that it is there, picking up trash when I see it, composting, giving food back to the earth, supporting local farmers and regenerative practices when I can, buying whole foods that nourish my body, shopping in my own town, going to the places near where I live, walking rather than driving whenever the choice is available to me. It also looks like using these models intentionally for purposes I believe will benefit me and the world around me. I weigh all of it. Then I choose. I have been sitting on this data center question. I am still sitting on it. Where I am right now is that my use of AI is up-leveling my creative vision, and what I bring into the world creatively feels like my contribution to bring more good to the planet. My life's work. I also love this earth, this planet, this home I live on, so I do what I can every day, and I hold both of those at once. For me, it is a yes and yes, these data centers appear to carry a serious cost, and this same infrastructure gave us the internet, remote work, the ability to reach each other across the world, a transformation in how we live. There is a duality in almost everything. When we hold both sides and examine both and find the way that feels harmonious for us, we are already doing a lot right there that may be the best any of us can do. Right now, it seems a lot of people have reached a conclusion, and conclusions can harden into rigid thinking. What if the answer is more nuanced than the one we have settled on? What if it is a yes and? The more of us who bring our different talents together, the more likely we build the world we can picture. So I will leave you with the invitation I keep giving myself. Keep questioning, continue examining, go deeper. There is a lot of stuck energy and anger right now. When it feels hard, ask more questions. The answers come, or the ideas do, or the solutions we have yet to imagine. The more we question and stay with it, the more we see. There's more of this thinking on the blog. You'll find the link in the description.